Hi, my name is Isabelle Kinsolving Farrar.
And I'm Erin Maxwell.
And we're on the U.S. Sailing Team Alphagraphics. Welcome to our 470. Just to give you a quick tour around the boat, we use Harken parts for almost everything. We use the carbo blocks for almost everything on our boat. They're awesome because they're super lightweight but very strong. So we have the larger size, the 40 cc's, on our Spinnaker sheets. And that size is great because if you come forward here to our twing balls and jibing balls, we just tie a knot in our Spinnaker sheets and they run really nicely right through the 40 mil size blocks, which is great. We have the smaller blocks here on our jib sheets, which are awesome and super lightweight. Moving a little bit forward on the boat, Erin can talk to you about our Spinnaker Halyard system.
We have the reverse purchase pump halyard system here, where you can see we have the take up here, and what that allows us to do is that forward in the boat here you'll see the pump halyard, and when we pull this here it allows the chute to go up at twice the speed as if you were pulling 1-to-1. And when the Spinnaker needs to come down, we have it rigged so that we can trip the halyard, uncleating the halyard from either side of the boat while hiking.
And we use one of your Harken cleats over here to cleat the halyard. You can see that it's as far forward as it can possibly be without actually drilling a hole through our centerboard. The Harken cleats are great for that because you can cleat the halyard either while you're pulling it up or when it's up. It just cleats itself automatically, which is really nice. On our Spinnaker pump here, we have one of your more old school blocks, but it's super solid. We use this block because the covering for the sheave covers all the way down, so it keeps the sheave from getting damaged, which is really great for block applications where your block is pounding on a lot of parts. Here on our boom, we again use one of the older blocks with the metal all the way up and through. We really like that because in the past we've had the rope blocks that are tied on, but that chafes off. And so for the main sheet, we like the super solid metal fitting there. We use your Ratchet-matics on our Spinnaker sheets and our jib sheets. So these are set, I get to adjust these, which is really nice because I can decide at what load on my Spinnaker sheets I want the ratchets activated. So that's really great. All over our boat we have purchases on everything. It's either 16-to-1, 32-to-1, 24-to-1. And so we use your micro blocks everywhere. We have triple blocks here, double blocks up here, single blocks in the back of the boat, or in the middle of the boat here. And literally our 470 is kept together by those blocks. Without the take-ups, we'd have super long tails everywhere, so we really like the take-up systems because it keeps our boat nice and clean, but is really, really lightweight. So the Vang is one of our highest load systems on the boat. We have one of the Harken high load wire blocks as the top block on the Vang. That's the block that bears the most load in our entire Vang system, so it's really important that it be very strong. Going down the cascade, we have a 16mm single block and a 16mm double block, and those are really lightweight and provide all the purchase that we need. And then down here, attached to the Vang bail on the mast, is one of the Harken carbo blocks, a 29mm diameter one. And that's really nice because we have actually the Vang system dead-ended to the middle bail, and then the purchases go through the two outside sheaves, and that keeps the block nice and flat while we're trimming, which is great.
Tell us about the color coded on the Vang.
I'll let my skipper talk to you about that.
It's kind of nice when it's really windy and you know you have a fast setting to be able to repeat that in the future. So it makes trimming the vang kind of for idiots, I guess you could say. Yeah, you get a fast setting and you can just keep repeating it, which is nice.
And so Erin knows in a given setting, she always looks at where she trims the Harken 16 mil block relative to her color coding.
I'd now like to introduce you to all the wonderful Harken parts we have in around my steering controls and sail trimming lines. Here you see our Traveler Bar. We have the Harken Traveler Bar here with the Harken car. These are great because it's actually a smaller Traveler Bar than some of the other brands, and helps you minimize some of the weight in your boat, which is great. And we've never had a problem with this. It's really smooth running. As you can see, we have Harken blocks all the way up through the top to help cleat the Traveler, as well as some of my other control lines, and they provide the nice eye on top to keep the lines in check as you're trimming them. And here we have our jib car system that moves our jib cars on the opposite side of the boat. You can see as I'm moving this line, I'm able to change the jib leads. And the Harken cleat allows me to be able to control this as we're sailing upwind. And then here we move on to the vang system, and we've mounted all these Harken cleats right here to be able to cleat the vang while sailing upwind, as well as our Cunningham. And then this is actually our rig tension, which controls the rake of the mast upwind. And you know, this has worked really well for us. And then, as my crew had mentioned earlier, all these lines are on take-up systems here underneath the boat, where we have Harken blocks, having them run around and down underneath by bungee systems, which run nice and smoothly.
So this cool little block on a hook here is sort of a piece that we customized ourselves. It's a Harken 16 mil block, just slipped onto a stainless steel hook, and the hook started out being a normal hook, similar to our topping lift hook there, except we just took vice grips and rotated the hook part of it 90 degrees. And what this is that it becomes our main Cunningham. It slips into the sail here, and the block provides really nice purchase against the mainsail. And then looking forward in our boat, our jib Cunningham system is this red line that goes through the Harken cleat, and that's really nice because we're able to adjust our jib Cunningham on the water. And if you see, we have this really nice scale that Erin made with a little whipping here. So from day to day, we can see how much jib Cunningham we're pulling on through our cleat, or letting off through our Harken cleat.